Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be our weekly shadow work. So let's see what we have going on. What is hidden? What do we need to actually know? All right, the Queen of Coins or Queen of Serpents in this deck. So in the shadow side, she can be somebody who's maybe overlooking some practical matters or business matters, and that could need some attention. In order to gain a victory, I feel like you're going to almost have to wake up and kind of plug away at things that need responsible work done this week. I also feel like she could be making some bad decisions as far as business if she's not careful. All right, and so things might be going kind of a string of bad luck is what I'm picking up as well. So we want to go forward towards a victory, not necessarily have things be like on the back burner or struggling with things. So it's time to make a hard look in the mirror and face our fears and any sort of challenges that could arise this week. The Empress, when she's in the shadow, she's not in the nicest of energy. She can also be struggling with things like infertility. She's somebody who's normally very nurturing, very empathetic, very caring, and a great like mother figure. And when she's in the shadow, she can be struggling with things herself. So maybe you need to address some personal needs this week as well. I also feel like you might need to kind of give some things to yourself. All right, so we're in a period of waiting or like a holding pattern this week. Let's see why. Waiting for our victory. So literally the Six of Wands in both decks. So that tells me that we need to keep focused on our goals and what's important to us going forward. And that's going to take a lot of strength and courage in order to really kind of turn things around. But the changes are coming are necessary. So this is important we embrace the change. I feel like for most of us it's going to be an internal change, not necessarily outward, but it could be both. And that we are struggling financially, but we're in a period of recovery. Could have also blocked somebody or left them out in the cold. And it might be your other half. So we have the Empress and we have the King of Cups. So he's who I refer to as the ideal father figure. He's very nurturing, romantic. He's somebody who wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's definitely somebody who's a loyal, devoted partner. I almost feel like the two of you need to get on the same page. Let's see what obstacles we have. Yeah, there needs to be some clarity or some sort of communication coming in order for there to be a new beginning. I think that the new beginning is actually in finances, so maybe both of you need to be on the same page. And then we need to shift our perspective that there's something from the past that could be creeping up. Again, we're working on resolving some financial issues that are going forward, and some big changes need to happen in that front. We have the King of Cups again. So I do think that there is issues in a partnership, and it could be having to do with financial matters as well, that I feel like both of you need to get on the same page and that there might be a lot of animosity going on. So we need to kind of think clearly and logically about what our next move is going forward. And I think that it's going to be super important as well that you don't overthink things or that you aren't thinking negative about the outcome. What else do we need to know? All right. There's lots of emotional fulfillment that's possible. I think you're going to overthink it though. It's like your walls are super high. So you need to make a decision about the future, what that looks like. I feel like some of you want to travel. There could be some sort of breakthrough coming in that area as well. Let's see, this is the 10 of Pentacles. So we do have more money coming in. I feel like that's the clarity. I feel like that's what helps kind of balance things out and get back on track. I also think that it's been a long time coming, that you've had to wait for this financial blessing to come in, and it's more than you expected when it does. So that's a blessing from the universe. Be cautious of sneaky people. You want to make sure people aren't trying to sabotage you, and that you won't have to juggle much longer, but you will have to find some balance, and this change is necessary. You might also be put in like a position of where you're in a rock and a hard place. Karma's being dealt, judgment's being passed. I feel like this is more in love than it is anything else, but it could also be finances. I think some people need to really communicate better instead of being so stubborn. Let's see what else we need to know. Anything else that's hidden? All right. So there's opportunities that you might not see, especially if you're kind of head in the sand, plugging away at the daily grind. There's some sort of opportunity that's coming up, so don't just dismiss it. You're also burnout and exhausted, so maybe you need to take a little break from overworking yourself, and you do need to nurture yourself more. I feel like you're really kind of struggling in that department. Again, communication is some sort of issue in a relationship right now. What else do we need to know? You will get some sort of justice, or there's some sort of equal give and take. Could be a decision through the courts that's coming through. Um, there really needs to be more balance in this situation. And then you have some good news that's coming in. Let's see, you definitely need to be cautious of a younger person that might be spying on you, and you need to go after your passions. There's some sort of experience, or there's some sort of like entrepreneurship, really needing to stand out from the crowd. All right, the Magician. Don't lose hope that your manifestations are coming in divine timing. It is going to help alleviate the problems that you're having financially and that you've had to wait for a long time. It looks like the wait is almost over. All right, Ten of Wands. It's going to help get rid of a heavy burden that you've had to carry for some time, and it will help to restore the balance where things have been quite erratic, especially financially, it looks like. What is our outcome for this reading? All right, Five of Wands. So there's been lots of conflict. I think that's where there needs to be open communication for a fresh start. There's definitely some sort of passion project or some sort of new beginning that's a creative venture. Could be a passionate new encounter that's going to start, but it's almost like this money helps you to go after what it is you really want, and maybe even take a trip to relax and kind of unwind. Yeah, finding your happiness is really going to be important going forward. Could also be marriage in the future, brings a lot of happiness. This is also marriage, Ten of Cups. I feel like that's the justice that you're really looking for, is the reason to celebrate. Someone's coming in with a loving love offer for you. Yep, leads to marriage. So someone could be proposing, going to the next level. Definitely could be new love. It could be existing, but things that are starting to kind of transform. What else do we need to know for the outcome? All right, Ten of Coins also in the shadow. Be careful you don't squander your resources if you come into a lot of money, but you need to be able to take a leap of faith and try new things. And I feel like it could be lucrative if you make wise business decisions, but make sure you're not getting involved with any sort of toxicity. You need to let go of anything that's toxic, whether it's relationships, jobs, spending habits, anything that leaves you feeling like you're stuck, trapped, or bound. What is our final cards for the reading? All right, Seven of Cups. So lots of choices to weigh, it looks like, in love and in money. Let's see, we're needing to find the balance, so we have to be cautious with our spending, making good decisions going forward. Make sure you're not under some sort of illusion, and making choices about our love life going forward. Again, making sure that we're on the same page, that we're not under some sort of illusion or a spell. And then the wait is almost over, so we need to stop waiting. It looks like your divine counterpart could be coming in. We did have the Empress. She was in reverse. So they need to get on the same page and make a decision, and then call a truce in order to go forward into something that's better. I do feel like there's something you're going to have to walk away from in order to get to this place, and that it might be part of your learning experience. But if shifting your perspective helps you to see things differently, that will bring you the clarity that you need in order to make this decision going forward. That's what I have for your shadow work. I hope it helps. Have a great rest of your week.